Kawasaki built two very different machines using the exact same performance DNA. They share a badge, but are engineered for completely opposite types of riders. If you look at the spec sheet, the pricing seems backward. The Ninja ZX-6R has a smaller 636cc engine, yet it costs roughly 2 lakh rupees more than the massive 948cc engine sitting inside the Z900. That extra 2 lakh rupees for the ZX-6R covers specialized equipment like the full aerodynamic fairing and racing-derived chassis components, details designed to shave seconds off a lap time. The Z900, on the other hand, is built for the street. It trades the track fairings for brutal, accessible power designed to give you an immediate thrill on your daily ride. This creates a frustrating trap for buyers. Riders often stretch their budget for the ZX-6R because they love the Superbike aesthetic, only to suffer physically in daily traffic. Or they buy the Z900 for comfort, but eventually feel its limitations when they finally hit a track day. To figure out where your money actually belongs, we look at an effort versus environment framework. Notice where they land. The Z900 sits firmly in the low-effort city riding sector. The ZX-6R requires high physical commitment and belongs in the track environment sector. Buying a motorcycle from the wrong side of this chart means you are paying a massive premium for an experience that will actively fight against your daily reality. The Z900 is built around a heavy 948cc inline-4 engine. Kawasaki specifically engineered this block to provide raw thrust exactly when a street rider needs it most. Because of that sheer size, it generates an immense 98.6 Newton-meters of low-end torque. The moment you twist the throttle at a green light, the bike physically launches you forward. But that immediate gratification comes with a ceiling. The Z900's power plateaus relatively early in the rev range. You get all the punch up front, but it lacks the soaring, high-end thrill of a dedicated race machine. The ZX-6R takes the exact opposite approach. Its 636cc inline-4 is smaller, but it utilizes a high-revving philosophy designed entirely around momentum. This graph shows exactly how those power deliveries contrast. The Z900 spikes up almost instantly and flattens out, while the ZX-6R starts off much slower, building its power in an exponential curve as you push the engine harder. To find the 6R's true performance, you have to keep the throttle open until it screams past 10,000 RPM. Its peak power is hidden at the absolute top end of the tachometer. The street trade-off for that top-end power is a severe lack of low-end punch. In slow city traffic, the 6R demands constant gear shifts and heavy clutch feathering just to find usable power to move around a car. Ultimately, the decision rests on where you want that power to arrive: instant torque for the city, or a high RPM surge for the circuit. The engine is only half the equation. How your body physically interacts with the frame dictates how long you can actually stay on the road, starting with the Z900. The Z900 uses Streetfighter ergonomics. You get a wide, upright handlebar setup and a highly accessible 820mm seat height. This creates a relaxed rider triangle. Most riders can easily plant both feet flat on the pavement at a stop, maintaining excellent visibility over traffic with zero back pain during an hour-long commute. But the upright posture and exposed frame create a major physical drawback. With zero fairing to deflect the air, long highway pulls subject you to heavy wind blast, quickly leading to neck fatigue. The ZX-6R uses a track-focused geometry that ignores comfort entirely. It features low clip-on handlebars, a taller 830mm seat, and a sharp, full aerodynamic fairing. At speeds over 150 km per hour, that fairing is a massive advantage. You tuck in behind the windscreen, the air flows cleanly over your helmet, and the bike feels incredibly stable and planted to the tarmac. The penalty for that stability hits the moment you slow down. The aggressive, hunched posture shifts your body weight heavily onto your wrists, virtually guaranteeing back and neck pain if you're stuck sitting in first gear. Aerodynamics and daily comfort operate on an inverse scale here. You either fight the wind resistance on an open highway, or you fight risk fatigue at every city intersection. Finally, we have to look at how the chassis and suspension translate that power and posture into handling. The ZX-6R utilizes a lightweight 198-kilogram frame paired with a highly stiff, track-tuned suspension setup. Because it is light and rigid, it delivers razor-sharp cornering. When you look at an apex and lean, the bike responds with absolute precision, giving you supreme confidence mid-corner. However, that rigidity means the suspension acts as a solid channel on city streets. Every standard pothole, manhole cover, and road bump transfers directly through the frame and into your spine. The Z900 carries a heavier 212-kilogram chassis, supported by a much more forgiving street-tuned suspension. It absorbs daily road imperfections beautifully, saving your back on a rough commute. But that extra weight and softer setup make it feel noticeably less agile when you try to push it through tight, aggressive corners. Both machines manage their output with highly capable electronic safety nets, including modern traction control, adjustable riding modes, and standard ABS. This matrix shows exactly how those trade-offs stack up across agility, comfort, aerodynamics, and safety. You can see the opposing strengths clearly. The Z900 wins on daily comfort, while the ZX-6R dominates top-speed aerodynamics. Modern tech keeps you safe on either machine, but no amount of traction control can alter the underlying physics of a rigid track frame or a heavy street chassis. Successfully choosing between these Kawasaki's requires looking past the spec sheet and focusing on the actual miles you plan to cover. This flowchart maps out the final decision based entirely on your primary goal as a rider. If your priority is daily commuting, executing instant traffic overtakes, and keeping an extra 2 lakh rupees in your bank account, you choose the Z900. By taking that path, you accept the reality of highway wind blast, and you abandon the dream of owning a fully fared sport bike. If your priority is hitting weekend track days, high-spade canyon carving, and making zero compromises on aerodynamics, you choose the ZX-6R. By taking that path, you commit to paying the financial premium and accepting the heavy physical toll of aggressive ergonomics in slow traffic. Do not buy the ZX-6R purely for its aggressive looks if your daily reality is stop-and-go traffic. It will quickly become an expensive, uncomfortable burden. There is no objectively better motorcycle here. Choose the Z900 if your goal is to rule the streets, but if you are hunting the apex, the ZX-6R is worth every penny of its premium.